Good afternoon. Welcome. Wow. I think this is definitely the biggest class and crowd we have ever had. My name is Paul Arcario. I am the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs at LaGuardia. On behalf of the graduating class, the faculty, staff, and alumni of LaGuardia Community College, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you. Now, please stand. You are standing, I see. Please stand for the national anthem, which will be performed by the LaGuardia Student Choir, led by Professor and Conductor Lisa Despain of the Music Program in the Humanities Department. Thank you, Professor Despain and the LaGuardia Student Choir. I am now honored to introduce the faculty, staff, chairpersons, administrators, and alumni of LaGuardia Community College, as well as special guests who are all up on the stage. Would you all stand for a moment, please? You already are standing. That's my next line. You may all sit down. I will now introduce some special guests who are not speaking and ask that they stand when I call their names. Audience, please hold your applause until all the introductions have been made. Starting in the first row to my right, Mr. Sheikh Hafiz, President of the LaGuardia Community College Government Association and a member of the graduating class of 2017. The members of the LaGuardia Community College Foundation, Ms. Cecilia Briones, Ms. Gayle Landis, Ms. Susie Scanlon. Principals from LaGuardia High Schools, Ms. Linda Sigmund, Principal of the Middle College High School, and Ms. Jacqueline Verlaine, Principal of the International High School. Member of the Executive Board of the LaGuardia Community College Alumni Association, Mr. Anthony Pappas. The Chairperson of the LaGuardia Community College Senate, Dr. Patricia Sokolsky. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Barry F. Schwartz, Vice Chairperson of the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York.
Thank you, Paul, and welcome to all of you. A very happy all of you, as I could see as I was walking in here today. So to President Melo, to Associate Vice Chancellor Andrea Davis, to Lorelei Solis, an alumna of this fine community college, to our keynote speaker, Alicia Garza, other honored guests, members of the faculty, families, friends, and most importantly, and the reason we are here today, to the LaGuardia Community College class of 2017. Congratulations, graduates. So I'm here on behalf of the Board of Trustees, and I'm deeply honored to join you and your families in this very important day in your lives. I commend the nearly 1,600 of you who will receive their degrees at this 45th commencement. You are the pride of LaGuardia Community College. You are the pride of CUNY. You are the pride of Queens. You are the pride of New York City. And today represents a milestone in your lives. I know that reaching this milestone was not a solitary effort. So let us all acknowledge together and celebrate your family members and the faculty and the administration who helped make this day possible. In today's daily news, the world-renowned author Gayle wrote an op-ed piece about this wonderful place. I commend all of you to read it. I'll just tell you what the headline was. The headline was, "Salute LaGuardia Community College, New York's Opportunity Engine." And I salute you, as does Gayle. For decades, LaGuardia Community College has served as a gateway for upward mobility and transforming the lives of countless students who dreamed of a more prosperous and engaging future. Many of you have come from countries to pursue your dreams. 40% of you were born outside of the United States. 45% of you have a native language other than English. And almost half of you are the first in your family to earn a college degree. You have put in years of hard work and sacrifice, which required balancing schoolwork, your gainful employment for many of you, and family demands to get to this day. Know that your spirit and determination is an inspiration to many. You are now poised at the beginning of a new chapter with exciting new possibilities. Joining the workforce with your LaGuardia degree in hand, and for many of you, continuing to get an advanced degree are among the options you have to choose from. But as you look to the future, I urge you to be vanguards of positive change and make our world a better place, just as you have made yourselves better people by being part of the LaGuardia family. On behalf of all of us at CUNY, I wish each of you continued success and happiness. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Trustee Schwartz. Please welcome our next speaker, Andrea Shapiro-Davis, Associate Vice Chancellor for Corporate, Foundation, and Major Gifts Development of the City University of New York.
Is CUNY in the house? I hear you. On behalf of Chancellor James B. Milliken and the members of the Chancellery, I want to congratulate the class of 2017. Now, I know what you're thinking. She is going to give one boring speech. And I'm here to tell you that you're right. And I know what else you're thinking. Is she going to keep this short? And I'm thinking, how long can I go? Seriously, though, I am a CUNY grad, Queens College, and I am first in my family to graduate college. Anyone with me? My mom actually graduated college 5 years after I did from the same place, Queens College. I would not be where I am today without CUNY. CUNY has changed my life. And while you're graduating LaGuardia Community College, you're part of a much bigger family, a CUNY family that is 1.4 million strong and growing every year. Welcome to the CUNY family. So here are my brief words of wisdom. Focus on the things that matter. Don't sweat the silly stuff. Life is too short. You don't get what you don't ask for, so ask. Focus on family. Remember, jobs come and go. Your family is forever. Am I right? So I was talking to my 22-year-old son last night about what I was going to say, and he actually went through the Fatherhood Academy at LaGuardia, so I have a special place in my heart for LaGuardia. And I told him I was going to quote Pharrell Williams. And he said, "No, Mom, it's Bob Marley." And too bad I didn't realize that actually it was Bobby McFerrin, because I would have loved to correct my son. But in any way, in terms of not sweating this small stuff, let's try this. Don't worry. Let's try it one more time. Don't worry. Excellent. Try doing that a lot through life. Anyone ever heard of Maya Angelou? So Maya Angelou once wrote, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." So I want you to take this minute and just think about what you've accomplished today. You have dared to dream a path towards college graduation, and you have done it. You are incredibly talented men and women. You are special. Own it, live it, feel it, and don't forget to pass it on, okay? So I say to you, the class of 2017, welcome to the CUNY family and congratulations. Woo.
Thank you so much, Vice Chancellor Shapiro-Davis. We are delighted to have an outstanding alumna from the class of 1993 address you today. Lorelei Salas was appointed Commissioner of the New York City Department of Consumer Affairs in May 2016. An accomplished labor law advocate who has committed her career to fighting inequality, Commissioner Salas previously held roles with the United States Department of Labor, the New York State Attorney General's Office and Department of Labor, Catholic Migration Services, and Make the Road, New York. Please welcome the Honorable Lorelei Salas.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I am so honored to be here today, and I want to do something. Typically, when I'm asked to give remarks, I don't have the chance to do this, so let me try this. When I say, what do we want? You're going to say, LaGuardia graduates. And when I say, when do we want them? You're going to say, now. What do we want? When do we want them? One more time, what do we want? And when do we want them? There you go. Congratulations, LaGuardia's graduating class of 2017. Today is about you. This day marks a very important milestone in your life, and you should make sure to celebrate, but also take a moment to reflect on what comes next, because there's plenty to come. I'm very, very honored again to be asked to speak today, because LaGuardia is where I started feeling finally like I was here at home in New York. I moved here when I was 19 with my family, and I had to start from the beginning. I did not speak the language, and it was a trajectory. But LaGuardia made it easier for me. A friend asked me just a couple of days ago what a community college is like, what is it all about, because she's considering options for her daughter. And what I told her was that when I think about my time back at LaGuardia, I think about how the school opened the doors to an incredible journey. I think about the students I met who came from different countries and, like me, were struggling to learn English. I remember professors who really inspired me, who taught me to write from my heart, who spoke about Shakespeare like it was just the best reading out there, and I took all of those literature classes. I just found it to be such an amazing, fertile grounds for learning. Most of all, though, I remember my classmates who had to work full-time and take care of their families and came to school at night because they needed to do that. They needed to do that to keep pay their tuition and to really make a better life for their families, people who work really hard and still ace their classes. LaGuardia always felt like a home. And I guess that's what I remember most about LaGuardia, the community that you're part of. For me, it was my first exposure to really feeling part of what it's like to be part of an extended family. So earning your degree is a very important step for you towards a more stable financial future. But I want to tell you that today is not just about you. It is also about the community that you are a part of. It is about the people that have supported you on your way here. Because there have been plenty of people. There has been an entire community that helped you along the way, like it was for me. And I just want to tell you that they might need your help once you come out the door today. I tell you that because in my work, I've seen still too many families who are struggling to make a living in New York City. The reality is that there are now more and more jobs that lack security, and companies are hiring more part-time and temporary workers. And that is how the economy works now, the new gig economy, as we call it. You get a lot more freedom, a lot fewer job benefits. So I tell you that because I believe that when you go out the door, you're sometimes going to have to fight for your rights and those of others. And many times you're going to have to fight some companies who are targeting our communities with predatory practices. But I'm saying this to you not to make you disillusioned about the future. I'm saying that because I know you all have the inner strength, that strength that is needed to go out into the world and make a better life for yourselves and for your families and for the entire community that surrounds you. You have the ability to be creative and to dream up new ideas and new solutions for current times. And I do think that we all have an obligation to participate in civil society, to vote, to organize, and to take care of one another. Racism and oppression still come in so many forms, and some are more obvious than others. The obvious ones are hate speech and workplace discrimination. We see them, they're more visible. But there are other forms of racism and oppression that are more deeply ingrained in our financial systems, transactions. We don't always notice them until it's too late and maybe people start losing their homes because they were sold mortgages that they could not afford. When I look at you, however, I am filled with hope. I'm filled with hope for a stronger future, one in which we all have a shot at making our dreams come true. So when the doors open today and you walk out the door with your degree, take a deep breath and accept that there's still a lot of work to be done, but believe that you're fully equipped to deal with it. Be ready to say enough is enough and demand better pay, demand better working conditions. Advocate with elected officials, and better yet, run for office. We need people like you to govern. You know best what your communities need, what they're lacking in terms of services, and the challenges that they still face. So celebrate first. Celebrate big today. You deserved it. You earned it. But then get ready to roll up your sleeves, and let's make sure together that our communities can continue to thrive. Best wishes for you all. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Salas. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Remy Patrick Lavia, one of your fellow students representing the graduating class of 2017.
Class of 2017, congratulations! More so, congratulations to the people on the bleachers, our friends, family, parents, who are here today and supported us along the way. My dad just arrived at JFK last night after a 24-hour flight from the Philippines. And I am grateful he is joined by my loved ones in New York in the audience right now. My two mentors, Tita Emma and Attorney De Guzman. And of course, my Auntie Carmen, the beautiful woman who sponsored me to study here, and it wouldn't be for her that I will stand in front of you all today. She deserves a warm round of applause. Graduates, today we are more than just students. Getting our degree, we overcame struggles, and this changed us. The person standing here today isn't who my dad knew 2 years ago. For me, one of the biggest, hardest, most personal struggles, even before coming to LaGuardia, was coming to terms with my own sexuality. When I was 13 years old, on a warm summer night, under an eerie moonlight at midnight, I was alone on a basketball court. It wasn't a love for the game, though. It was a fear of not being a man. I felt I needed to be a man. I feared that if I don't perform well, my family would be shamed by my perceived weakness and femininity. At 14, I was a tenor in my church choir. I struggled with the idea that the people who I sang with and sang for hated me for who I was. In my innocence and insecurity, I took it to hiding. At 15, I can't catch up with my own anxiety. I began having seizures. And at 16, with a gun, I contemplated suicide. Thank you. However, I found hope and pushed onward. 2 years ago, at LaGuardia, I was 17. The first time I stepped its doors, I was holding a suitcase full of ambivalence towards my new freedom. The progressive atmosphere I found at LaGuardia brought questions of my identity, particularly my sexual identity, into the vanguards of my consciousness. It was sitting in the E atrium where I saw all of you freely express yourself with your clothes, jewelries, and your tattoos that I realized I will not be punished for who I am. It was attending an honors conference with my HSAC peers, where I was able to visit the Andy Warhol Museum and was empowered by his courage and honesty through his art. And it was in my first honors literature class where I met Zach, my best friend, my outspoken mentor, who until today I engage with on philosophical discussions about my sexuality and freedom. What I found at the bottom of this pile of experiences and conversations were licenses of self-expression. When I left the Philippines, I was a scared child hiding from myself. I was constantly watching my back to make sure no one was watching. But today, LaGuardia and all of you allowed me to stand here as a proud gay man, ready to fulfill my dreams and create my path. I will bring all your encouragements and inspiring stories as I continue on my journey at Columbia University. Thank you, graduates, for all that you taught me, really. This tassel right here on the right signifies that I am just like all of you. We all had different struggles to come here, just to come in this very arena right here. Perhaps you were not at your church worrying if your God will reject you, but you were in your country attempting to escape political or religious persecution. Maybe your midnights were not spent practicing basketball. Rather, it was spent on studying long hours, just to be the very first in your family to get a college degree. Graduates, we knocked down walls to cross the stage today. Today, we affirm the struggles we overcame, knowing that more struggles are yet to come, and we will never stop overcoming them. We are defined not by how much we suffer in those struggles, but how we come out at the end. I want to end with one of the very first quotes I learned at my first honors class at LaGuardia. As the great James Baldwin put it, I quote, "I am what time, circumstance, and history have made of me. Certainly, but I am also much more than that. And so are we all. Congratulations, class of 2017. Stay true and dare to do more for yourself." Thank you.
Woo. I'm Gayle Melo, president of LaGuardia Community College. I cannot tell you how magnificent you look. I get to see all of you, and what I see out there is everything you heard represented by Patrick. Courage and bravery and smarts and passion. I will tell you that you're now part of an American tradition that generation after generation has invested in education. I know we live in tough times, and education is not the answer to everything, but nothing will be solved without education. You are going to receive today something that will never be taken away from you. And I can see, as I watch you, that you are changed inside, that your sense of yourself is different. And in that, I can only celebrate. We have a graduation speaker today who, like Patrick, is both an honored guest and someone who uses her voice. Alicia Garza, who's the co-founder of Black Lives Matter. Alicia Garza and the energy around Black Lives Matter became a movement to shed light on racism against Black Americans and to lift up the contribution that Black Americans have made to our country. She has been organizing and speaking and traveling and advocating around issues of human rights, gentrification, environmental racism, and labor rights. Alicia, I think, represents what LaGuardia Community College embodies, the spirit of Dare to Do More. Let's give a warm welcome to Alicia Garza.
How y'all doing? Congratulations. We and you are who this world is waiting for. You know, I woke up this morning and I turned on my television and I watched the Senate hearings with the director of the FBI testifying about the challenges in our current administration. I thought to myself how completely terrifying it is that this right here is the state of our world. It's the state of our country. How terrifying it is that when I turn on the television and watch our government work, most of what I see is remnants of the past. Fighting to stay relevant, fighting to move forward an agenda that honestly only moves us backwards. Some harken back to what they think were the good old days. The days when there was one set of accommodations for whites and one set of accommodations for people of color. The days when women knew their place. The days when queer people and trans people were forced to live without authenticity. The days when a Black family could be terrorized by the Klan in the middle of the night and then go to the courthouse or the post office the next day and recognize the eyes that were poking through the holes of those cowardly hoods on the faces of people that they had to interact with every single day. There are some who would believe that those were the good old days, when everything was simple, when white men ruled the planet and people of color and women and queer people and immigrants and other oppressed people knew their place. But you and I know that those were not the good old days. Those days are a part of a dark history in this country. It's days that we should not only stay far, far away from, but they are days that we all collectively must vow to never, ever, ever return to again. So like I said, when I turned on my television this morning, I felt fear. Felt fear for my family. I felt fear for my loved ones, for my community, for myself. And it's really easy in those moments to just turn it off. We all have things to do. Who cares what's going on over there in the White House when I gotta make sure I pay my bills, when I gotta make sure that rent gets paid, when I gotta make sure that my baby has food. But let me tell you why I didn't turn it off. I didn't turn it off because I knew I was coming here today. And I didn't turn it off because when I thought about what I would say to you all today, when I thought about looking out into your incredible and beautiful faces, I was filled with hope. I was filled with determination, and I was filled with courage. I know, looking at you, I remember that every dark night has a dawn. I know that it is impossible to stop time and that time is moving forward, and I know that by looking in each of your faces. I believe in the country that we can become. I believe in the United States that we all deserve. I believe in it because I believe in myself, because I believe in you, and because I believe in us. We are who the world has been waiting for. Now, as this administration, and yeah, I'm going to talk about it because somebody needs to, as this administration moves whole scale to wage war around the planet, to engage environmental assault, moves to strip women of the equity that we deserve, moves to institute law and order only for some, moves to dismantle each and everything that we have fought for and won, I know that we are the world, we are who the world has been waiting for. As Black Muslims are attacked on subways and just walking down the street, as undocumented immigrants make contingency plans in case ICE comes knocking at their door, as Congress attacks women's health and health care for all of us, I know that we are who the world is waiting for. So, like I said, when I look out into your beautiful faces, as I look at the graduating class of LaGuardia Community College, class of 2017, I see and I feel the world that we are all waiting for. People of color from every corner of the world, immigrants, queer people, people with disabilities, trans people. We represent what this country is, and we represent the promise of a real and true democracy. It will be us that brings the promise of what this country can and should be closer to fruition. It will be us who dare to do what's humane rather than what is politically expedient. It will be us who makes Black lives matter. It will be us who stops making criminals of people who are just trying to live a better life. It will be us who makes it possible to get the things that you need in the places where you live so that nobody ever has to experience the pain of leaving your family. It will be us who creates a global family where nobody has too much, but everybody has exactly what they need. It will be us who stops the murders of trans people and the disappearing of indigenous women. It will be us who makes sure that we protect the environment. It will be us who makes America great again. My friends, the world is waiting on us to make our contribution. And all of us have a contribution to make. You don't have to hold a picket sign to make change. You don't have to hold a bullhorn to make change. You don't have to even think about yourself as an activist to make change. Each of us has a contribution to make. And I will tell you that the degree that you will receive today is your mandate to make the world a better place where each and every one of us belong. When my sisters Opal and Patrice and I started the Black Lives Matter Network, we didn't have a plan, but we did have a mandate. We could not sit back and watch as more and more of our people were being killed, brutalized, and discriminated against. We committed that we would not remain silent. You don't have to know exactly where each step is going to take you, but you have to continue to keep stepping forward. We were just guided by a deep and profound love for our people. And that love guides each and every step that we take. So to you, the graduates, the class of 2017, may a deep and abiding love guide each and every one of you and your steps from this moment forward. Love for yourself, love for your family, love for your community, love for your people, and love for the country that I know we can be. With your vision, your leadership, your talents, your guidance, your tools, and your skills, I know we will get there. And even better than that, I know we will win. Congratulations to the class of 2017. You are who the world is waiting for.
Thank you so much, Ms. Garza. Dr. Melo, I present to you today the 45th graduating class of Fiorello H. LaGuardia Community College. They appear before you, men and women, petitioners for degrees for which they have earned. Individually and as a class, they have attained distinction in scholarship and in campus citizenship. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and alumni, it is my pleasure to present them for conferral of degrees. Will all the candidates for graduation please stand?
Class of 2017, you have successfully completed the requirements for the Associate in Arts, the Applied Science, the Associate in Science, the certificate programs in Commercial Photography and Practical Nursing, as well as the High School Associate Degree Program. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the City of New York, I hereby confer upon you the respective degrees with all rights, privileges, obligations, and responsibilities thereto pertaining. In testimony thereof, you will receive a diploma bearing the seal of Fiorello H. LaGuardia Community College, signed by the appropriate offices of the Board of Trustees, the City University, and the college. You are graduates.
I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. Survive.